Scarlett Johansson stopped talking when she saw her, a girl in row 5, 16 years old, removing her hearing aids, one by one, carefully, deliberately, placing them in her mother's hands, then closing her eyes, with a smile that looked like peace, like freedom, like finally being allowed to be herself. In the next 3 minutes, the entire studio would learn that silence can be the most beautiful sound in the world. It was supposed to be another fun Tonight Show interview. Scarlett promoting her latest film, Jimmy ready with his games, the Roots creating that Studio 6B magic, standard Tuesday night. But in row 5 sat Maya Torres, 16 years old, bilateral hearing aids, digital, state-of-the-art. Her entire life had been about sound, hearing therapy since age 2, speech lessons 3 times a week, lip reading classes, audiologist appointments every month, endless adjustments to devices. That let her hear a world not made for her, a world that told her every single day that she needed to be fixed. Her mother Carmen sat beside her, 44 years old. She'd spent 14 years fighting for Maya, fighting insurance companies that denied coverage for better hearing aids, fighting school systems that wanted Maya in special education, away from normal kids, fighting a world that saw deafness as something to fix, to cure, to eliminate, as if Maya was somehow incomplete, broken, less than. But Carmen knew the truth. Maya wasn't broken. She was different. And different didn't mean wrong. Tonight was different. Maya had asked for something unusual, something that surprised even Carmen. "Mom, when Scarlett talks about being yourself, about being strong, can I take out my hearing aids? Just for a moment. I want to choose silence, not have it forced on me, but choose it. For myself." Carmen hadn't understood at first. "But sweetheart, you'll miss what she says. You won't hear her message." Maya smiled, that knowing smile. "Mom, I've been listening to the world for 14 years, trying to fit in, trying to be like everyone else. Tonight I want to listen to myself. For once, just once." Later, a girl would stand, remove her hearing aids, and say something. That would make Scarlett stop breathing, Jimmy forget how to speak, and 240 people understand what it means to truly listen. But first, there was laughter, music, late-night television. The show opened with Jimmy's energy. His monologue landed perfectly when he introduced Scarlett Johansson. The applause was thunderous, people on their feet. This was the moment. Scarlett walked out, black dress, elegant, that confidence. She waved, hugged Jimmy, settled into the guest chair. "So Scarlett," Jimmy said, "you've played some of the strongest characters, Black Widow obviously. What draws you to these roles?" Scarlett smiled. "It's about showing strength in different forms, not always physical power. Sometimes strength is vulnerability, accepting yourself, exactly as you are." As Scarlett spoke, her eyes scanned the audience. That's when she saw Maya, row 5, a 16-year-old girl with hearing aids, listening with her eyes closed, like she was absorbing every word, through something beyond sound. Then Maya opened her eyes, looked at her mother, nodded, and slowly removed her hearing aids, one at a time, placed them in Carmen's hands, then closed her eyes again, the most peaceful smile Scarlett had ever seen. Scarlett's sentence trailed off. Jimmy noticed immediately. "Scarlett? You okay?" Scarlett stared at row 5, at something that went beyond celebrity, something deeply human. "Jimmy," Scarlett said softly, "something's happening in the audience." The cameras swiveled, everyone could see. The girl, eyes closed, no hearing aids, that peaceful smile. "The young woman in row 5, Scarlett said. "Can you open your eyes for me?" Maya's eyes opened. She looked at Scarlett. No fear, just peace. "What's your name?" Scarlett asked. Carmen whispered in Maya's ear, translating. "Maya," the girl said. Clear, practiced. "Maya Torres." "Maya, I noticed you removed your hearing aids. Can you tell me why?" Carmen translated. Maya took a breath, then spoke carefully. in that way of someone who can't hear their own voice, but has learned to trust it anyway. Because for once, I wanted to hear the most important sound: silence. The studio fell completely silent. Even the roots stopped. Scarlett stood slowly. You wanted to hear silence? Maya nodded. Carmen translated again. Then Maya spoke, her words coming slowly but powerfully. Everyone tells me I'm missing out on sound, on music, on voices, on the real world. But tonight you said something that changed everything. You said real power comes from accepting who you are. I've spent 14 years trying to hear like everyone else, wearing these devices, going to therapy, learning to speak properly. But tonight I realized, maybe silence is who I am. Maybe silence isn't missing something. Maybe it's hearing something. That the world is too loud, too busy, too distracted to notice. Maybe I'm not the one who's missing out. Maybe everyone else is missing what I hear. Every single day, tears on Scarlett's face. Scarlett walked off the stage, without asking permission, directly into the audience. Toward Maya, people shifted. When Scarlett reached row 5, she knelt down, eye level with Maya, the biggest actress in the world, just a person, in front of another person, who understood strength. Scarlett placed her hand over her own heart. Maya understood, placed her hand over her heart too. They sat like that, two people, hands over hearts, feeling rhythm, feeling life, feeling connection. That didn't need words or sound. The studio held its breath. Nobody moved. Pure silence, pure connection. After a long moment, Scarlett spoke, knowing Carmen would translate. Maya, can you tell everyone what silence sounds like to you? Carmen translated. Maya thought, then spoke. Silence sounds like my heartbeat, my breathing, my thoughts, without anyone telling me what they should be. Silence sounds like peace, like acceptance, like finally being enough, exactly as I am. Scarlett closed her eyes. Let the words sink in. Jimmy, Scarlett said, can we do something unusual? Jimmy nodded. Anything. I want everyone in this studio to experience what Maya experiences. Complete silence. No music, no talking, just silence for 1 full minute so we can hear what she hears, feel what she feels. Jimmy understood. Everyone, for the next minute, complete silence. Close your eyes, put your hand over your heart, and listen. 240 people closed their eyes, placed hands over hearts. The cameras kept rolling. Everything else stopped. Silence, complete, total, profound, and in that silence, something extraordinary happened. People began to hear things they'd forgotten existed, their own heartbeats, steady, rhythmic, proof of life, their own breathing, in and out, the simple act of being alive, their own thoughts, without the filter of music, of voices, of the constant noise that fills every moment of modern life. Some people heard their heartbeat and realized it had been years since they'd noticed it. Some heard their breathing and understood they'd been holding their breath for months, waiting for something they couldn't name. Some heard their thoughts and recognized a voice they'd been drowning out, with distraction, with busyness, with anything except stillness. 60 seconds. That felt like eternity, and like a single moment, all at once. 60 seconds that changed how 240 people understood what it means to listen. When the minute ended, nobody moved. Scarlett still beside Maya, still with hand over heart. Thank you, Scarlett whispered. Carmen translated, for teaching me. That silence isn't empty. It's full of everything we've been too loud to hear. Maya smiled, then said something that would become a movement. Silence never sounded this beautiful. The studio erupted, not applause, something deeper, recognition, understanding. Scarlett stood, helped Maya stand beside her, addressed the entire studio. I want everyone to understand something important. Maya isn't broken. She isn't missing anything. She's not incomplete. She's not less than. She's complete, exactly as she is, perfect in her wholeness. And she just taught all of us something we desperately needed to learn, that sometimes the most powerful thing we can do is stop. Stop talking. Stop performing. Stop filling every moment with noise, and just listen to the silence that's always been there, waiting for us to notice it. She turned to the camera, speaking directly to millions who would watch. We live in a world that never stops talking, never stops making noise, never stops demanding our attention. Social media, television, music, notifications, constant, endless, overwhelming. But Maya has access to something we've all lost: the ability to be still, to be quiet, to hear ourselves, to know who we are, without the world telling us what we should be. Jimmy returned to the stage, eyes red, voice shaky. That was the most powerful 60 seconds of television I've ever been part of. Scarlett wasn't finished. She pulled something from her pocket, a small silver bracelet she'd worn in every film, every recording session, every moment of her career, for 5 years. Maya, this bracelet has been with me through everything, every role, every premiere, every moment when I needed to remember who I am. I want you to have it, not because you lost something, but because you found something. You found yourself, and you're teaching all of us to do the same. She placed the bracelet on Maya's wrist. Whenever the world gets too loud, whenever people tell you you're missing something, you touch this bracelet, and remember, you're not missing anything. You're experiencing life in a way most people never will. You're hearing things that the rest of us are too busy to notice. Maya threw her arms around Scarlett's neck. Scarlett held her, and in that embrace, everyone understood. That connection doesn't need sound, it just needs presence. Jimmy spoke into the camera. If you're watching at home, try what we just did. 1 minute of complete silence, hand over heart, and listen to what Maya taught us tonight. The video went viral within hours. Silence never sounded this beautiful, trended worldwide. Deaf awareness organizations saw donations spike by 600%. 3 months later, Maya and Carmen appeared on the show again. Scarlett arranged her schedule. She wouldn't miss this for anything. Maya spoke about the response to her story, about how the world had changed. People tell me they tried the silence challenge. They closed their eyes, put their hands over their hearts, and they heard their heartbeat for the first time in years. They heard themselves, without the world telling them what to think, what to feel, what to be. That's what I wanted people to understand. Silence isn't emptiness. It's not nothing. It's fullness. It's everything. It's who we really are when we stop pretending to be what everyone else wants. Scarlett pulled out something else from her pocket, a small silver pendant, delicate, beautiful, in the shape of a sound wave. This is for you, Maya, because even though you experience the world differently, you taught all of us how to truly listen, not with our ears, but with our hearts, with our souls, with our whole being. Maya held it carefully, like it was made of glass, then said something that everyone needed to hear. I don't need to hear sounds to know that tonight changed everything. I felt it in my heart, in the silence, in the connection. That's where the real music is. That's where the real truth lives. Scarlett kept her promise. In every interview after that night, she mentioned Maya. She talked about deaf awareness, about sign language, about understanding that different doesn't mean less than. She became a passionate advocate for deaf culture, for acceptance, for the beauty of silence. She used her platform to amplify voices that the world usually ignored, to shine light on experiences that society tried to fix instead of celebrate. Studio 6B created a tradition, a beautiful one. Row 5, seat 6, where Maya had sat, now has a small brass plaque engraved with simple words, in honor of Maya Torres, who taught us to listen to silence. And every show, before the cameras roll, the crew observes 1 minute of silence, hands over hearts, remembering what Maya taught them. The story spread far beyond that studio, beyond that night. It became a reminder that silence isn't something to fear or fill. It's something to honor, to experience, to understand. That some hearts beat louder in quiet moments, that some voices speak clearest, in silence, because some people hear with ears, but others hear with hearts. And Maya Torres taught the world that sometimes the most important sounds are the ones we can't hear with our ears, only with our souls, the ones that remind us who we really are, when we stop letting the world tell us who to be. Some voices need sound, but others speak in silence, and that silence can teach us more than any words ever could, more than any music, more than any noise, because in that silence, we find ourselves, we find truth, we find peace, because real listening isn't about hearing sounds, it's about understanding hearts, it's about being present, being still, being brave enough to sit with ourselves, without distraction, without escape, just being. Silence. 1.5 seconds, silence never sounded this beautiful.